Welcome to Financial Focus, brought to you by GulfCoast Financial Services founder and CEO, John Kuykendall. John and his team of financial, legal, and tax professionals have provided North Florida savers and investors sound, comprehensive financial guidance for over 25 years, helping you to achieve important life and planning goals. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more Financial Focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net.
And welcome into the program. This is Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services, as voted by the Lake City Reporter, 6 years and running. The team from GulfCoast Financial Services, founder CEO with us, John Kuykendall. John, welcome back.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here. I'm really excited about today's show. I know that there's a lot of controversy about annuities, and so I'm really excited that we're going to talk about them in depth, and I think show where they fit in a lot of cases, and it's an individual decision. So I'm really excited about looking at these and seeing how they operate.
Well, John, I have to say, on this program, you always discuss planning above product, and I don't really think that we've discussed any specific products on the show other than how they may fit into a comprehensive plan. And you always put that as the priority, is the planning supersedes and is far more important than any particular product. That being said, there seems to be a lot of bias in the financial world for specific products, against specific products. So I guess as we are going to now dive in and discuss annuities specifically, can I ask, do you have a bias for or against any specific product? Are there benefits and disadvantages and an appropriate time for all products that are out there?
Well, I think it's each individual customer's, their situation. Some people would benefit from an annuity, some people won't. So each product, when we do the financial planning and do that focus income plan, we're looking at what's going to be best for the client and how can we position all kinds of products so that we give them the best income for life that they can get. And that's what we're really looking for, is income planning, not asset allocation planning.
And as we are talking about income planning and that focused income plan for retirement, an annuity can play a role there that market investments and things that fluctuate may not be able to provide us as far as the stability and reliability of the income, right?
Well, that's right. Annuities do provide us a level of stability, and they have a great income and a great long-term care product as far as doubling the income during some type of capacitation. But the thing about it is what we tell our clients when we're looking at that focus income plan is that if one of the spouses die, we're going to lose one Social Security. So, when they retire, we've got two set incomes coming in for life. When one of them passes away, I'm down to the largest one, but I lose the smallest one. And the income, the annuity that produces that income, that can help make that up. And it gives us a level of stability, predictable, sustainable income for life. One of the things we got to think about too, Peter, is that now that we've had COVID last year, they're projecting that Social Security is going to run out of money as far as paying 100 cents on the dollar.
Even sooner than they told us last year, which was even sooner than the year before. Yeah. It keeps moving closer and closer, and not because we're getting closer to it.
It's 2029 now, supposedly. So that's not that far away. And we're only going to have enough money there to pay 76 cents on the dollar unless something happens. And the way that Congress is giving out money now with all these stimulus plans, I can't imagine them coming out and throwing more money at Social Security. So that annuity, that income comes off that annuity, can help sustain that 24% we're going to lose. Plus, like I said, can also make up for that lost spouse.
Well, I guess that we need to be asking what we want our money to do. And that's really going to help us determine what the appropriate placement of that money, what we should be doing with our money, the answer to that question. And I know that there are some out there, John, that say they hate annuities. It doesn't sound like you fall into that category.
No, I don't. I think that every product, including life insurance, which a lot of people hate life insurance. Life insurance, all of types of products out there, there's a place and a time for all of them. And, we shouldn't have all of our money in annuities or life insurance, but we should have some of our money. And that's the key. What is the money going to be used for? What are you trying to do? And how, what's your pain level, I guess, because there is some type of protection from the insurance company as far as my principal.
Yeah, and annuities can provide protection of principal from market losses. So maybe if you hate losing money, this would be an appropriate type of choice or option for you. John, with pensions, with Social Security, those are, at their essence, forms of annuities, one sponsored by your company, one sponsored by the government and backed by the government. But the problem with both of those, as I see it, is that you've got to trade off access to your personal savings, a lump sum, for that stream of income. And then if you pass away, it sort of vaporizes and disappears. More and more today, that is not true with the annuity options that are out there that produce that income for us, correct?
Yeah, well, the thing that was wrong with annuities in the past, and we still have to be careful for some, was cost, because a lot of annuities were expensive, and some of them still are. So we need to be careful. And then also, it was the thing that when we took the income stream, we had to annuitize the contract, which means I lost the ability to go in and take my principal out or just cash that annuity in anytime I wanted to. The way we structure them and the way that we do them now is that we get that income stream, but I don't lose control over the balance of my money. I can get it anytime I want it. And also, if something happens to me, and I can pass that on. Now, the way that some of the annuities work, which is really great, is I can cover the husband or the wife for long-term care, and also both of them will have a lifetime income, which is really nice. And there's still, if for some reason there's a balance left over, that will still go to the beneficiaries. So we're not going to lose money. And that was what people were really concerned about, was I'm going to lose my money if I put it into an annuity. I can tell you this, my first wife passed away at 66. We got one Social Security check and I had to send it back. So she got absolutely nothing on her Social Security. So even though it is some type of annuity, you don't have the flexibility that you've got with a true annuity.
Well, John, let's go over a few of the things that an annuity can do well. If we want protection of principal, that is something that's offered through certain types of annuities. And maybe that's something we need to emphasize as well, is that there are different types of annuities. So when you say annuity as a blanket statement are good or bad, you could be talking about many different types of vehicles that operate and behave very differently.
Well, that's right. We have fixed annuities, which we pay a fixed interest rate for a fixed period of time. It kind of works like a CD, except I don't have to pay the taxes on the gain until I take it out. And if I roll it over, then I still don't have to pay the taxes. The fixed indexed annuities, which are the ones that have a guaranteed lifetime income stream by the insurance company, and also that long-term care doubler. And then we have variable annuities, which are a little bit more risky, but they have a higher return, but you can lose principal if you wanted to take the money out and the market was down. What annuities will do, especially the fixed indexed annuities, because we get a percentage of the gain, but we get none of the losses. And so if you looked at a chart, 40% of the S&P 500 without the losses and the dips is equal to 100% of the S&P 500. So even though I only get a percentage of it, I'm going to level out the downturns and I'm going to end up with more money in the end.
By avoiding the losses, we end up keeping up in the long run, even if our gains are limited. So core protection of principal, and then the opportunity for reasonable growth without the risk of loss of principal in the market. And then finally, a guaranteed, predictable, durable lifetime income. Those are kind of the core benefits and features that an annuity can provide if that's what you're looking for in your portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it does. And what it will do is it'll give you peace of mind because, like I said, the insurance company is guaranteeing that you can't lose principal. And so you can sleep at night knowing that I'm not going to make as much as the market maybe, but I'm not going to lose anything either. And in the long run, I'm going to come out just as good, probably better, because I've got that predictable level of growth without any of the downturns. If I lose, if the S&P 500 or the Dow's down 40%, I don't have to build that back up before I'm at break even. I stop whenever the losses start.
So, John, you spoke of the additional potential protection for medical expenses, long-term care costs that can be included. How about the opportunity to maintain and keep up with purchasing power? Are there annuities that have income that can grow over time, or can you structure it into a plan to have increasing income over retirement? Because things do get more expensive.
Well, sure. There's two ways to do that. There are some annuities that do have an increasing income. The other way is instead of putting all of our money in one annuity, we may put it in two annuities, and then we start one sooner and then start the other one later, so that the longer we postpone income in the annuity, the higher the payout factor is going to be and the more income we're going to have. So we can kind of ladder, if you will, those annuities so that we can keep up with inflation. Inflation, you got to remember, at 3% every 24 years, prices are doubling. So over your retirement lifetime, you're going to have rising prices, as we've seen.
A lot of people have questions about how much is enough. How much do I need to retire? What's my retirement number? Can including an annuity and having that written retirement income plan really help us find a concrete answer to that, and then identify what is left over available for continued investment and risk?
Well, I think that's true, Peter. What we try to do when we do that financial focus income plan is that we want to find out how much the client's going to need. We're going to work so that we figure out how we're going to be able to maintain that, and then we're going to have a growth bucket that we can grow. It's going to be in the market, and it will grow without us having to take money out in down markets, so that will help us also keep up with inflation. Everybody's number's different. I've seen some people that have to have $15,000 a month. I talked to a gentleman the other day that needs $3,000 a month because he has no bills. He's not going to get married again. He's been married 4 times. So he's done. He lives a simple life, and that money, $3,000 a month, will give him all of the money he needs now to do the fishing and the hunting he wants to do. But we've also structured that so that in 15 years, that $3,000 could be $4,500, so that he'll be able to maintain the same lifestyle.
John, we've also heard that annuities are very expensive. Can you talk about the fees that are associated with the annuities, and then the compensation structure, how that works? Because we've heard that commissions on annuities can be something that are not very attractive, or that makes them unattractive for consumers and investors.
Well, the way that works, Peter, is that 100% of your money is going to work on day one. The commission is paid out of a deferred fee that if you take your money out sooner than the deferral, which may be 7, 8, 9, 10 years, then you're going to pay a penalty, and that's going to pay the insurance company back for the commission. I honestly don't know what commissions are because I don't worry about that. I try to find the best annuity for the best client, and I don't worry about how much I'm going to get paid because I'll get structured. It'll be all right one way or the other. I just want them to get the best product. As far as expenses go, with a fixed indexed annuity, there are a lot of them out there that have zero expenses. So they're not charging anything. What happens is the insurance company is taking our money and they're investing it in bonds and real estate and other things. And that arbitrage that they're making between what they're paying out and what they're earning is paying for their fees and their overhead. So I think that really works well. Some annuities now, especially the variable annuities, will have mutual fund fees within the contract, and also have administration and overhead taken out. So you could run up into the 3-4% range, which you have to be careful to make sure that the fees are reasonable.
So, John, that same company that markets that I hate annuities and tells you so should you, also talks about how they only make more money if you make more money, but nowhere in that do they say that they will not charge you a fee if they lose some of your money. And so you could lose money in the market because it's at risk, and they're still going to take out their fee, and that's the way that it works in the investment world. But with the annuities, what you're saying is that there are vehicles available that give us some upside in the market, some opportunity for growth, but will not have a fee assessed to us, whether we make money or not.
That's right.
And then we can't lose money?
We can't lose money. So what's not to love about that? I mean, plus I'm also going to get a lifetime income. I'm going to get a doubler for 5 years if I need confinement, and ours are structured so that we do them at home. We want our people to be able to hire someone to come in and take care of them instead of having to go to a facility. Nobody wants to go to a facility. I mean, that's the last place you want to go. I mean, they're nicer now than I remember when my grandmother was there, but you still don't want to go there. And I think the COVID numbers last year proved that. So we want our clients to be able to stay home. So look at all the advantages of having one versus the disadvantages of not having one. I don't know what they're saying about it, hate them, unless they make their money some other way and they don't want you to put their money in annuities.
Well, we opened the program talking about how every financial option has advantages and disadvantages, goods and bads, and we don't have necessarily a bias to steer people one way or another, John, there at GulfCoast Financial Services. You've got access to a wide variety of tools and strategies, but we have spoken about what annuities do well so far. So are there anything, qualities that annuities don't do well, or situations where you would not recommend or utilize an annuity?
Well, I think it like I said, each situation is different. Now, the thing is, I'm only going to get a percentage of the market, so my gains aren't going to be as good as they would be if I had them in the market all the time and I wasn't drawing money out, or if I did some risky thing. Some people, the only reason I wouldn't recommend one is if the assets we had wasn't large enough for us to come up with an income that's going to make it work for them in the long run. Other than that, I don't see a reason why we shouldn't have one.
So if we need more aggressive growth,
may
not be the correct solution.
That's right. If a client comes in and based upon what their income needs were, I don't have enough assets to work with to divide it up and give them that return, then I'm not going to put them into the annuity. We're going to do something else with them. But if our clients come in and they have no long-term care protection, we have enough money that we can structure a good financial focus income plan, then part of my plan is going to be an annuity of some type, however they want it, and based upon whether they have long-term care. If they don't, we're going to go with that income doubler. We also, Peter, because we are a registered investment advisor, there are some annuities out there, including fixed indexed annuities. If the client's worried about the fee, we can put the commission that I'm getting, we can put them in a no commission product, and I can charge them a fee. But there's really no advantage to them because 100% of their dollars are working. The insurance company over that deferral period is taking the commission out. I don't see why they'd want to do that, but that's an advantage. That's something there if they really wanted it. So there are a lot of different things we can do.
You also spoke about the surrender charge schedule earlier in the program, the fact that there is some cost if you need to access your money in a specific period of time. So if I've got a short-term goal to take my money and run, is that another factor that needs to be considered?
Yeah, that's what I said when we started. It depends on what you're going to use the money for.
Okay.
If my idea is that I've got, this is my money and I'm going to need it in 3 years to put down on a house, then I'm not going to put you into an annuity. Or, if my goal is I don't have enough money that's going to last me anyway, and I'm planning on retiring and hoping I can make it, then we won't put you into annuity because that just doesn't work. We want to make sure that the annuity is appropriate for every client and every prospect that we deal with.
Well, again, John, you typically address planning before product. Annuities are simply one of the products that can be considered as part of the plan. And I think weighing the benefits and disadvantages of every option and understanding what we want or need our money to do for us is the key to finding a good solution and making an informed decision. You offer to help people put the plan together first and foremost, and then can help fill in the blanks as far as what products or what specific strategies would help them accomplish the goals of the plan.
Yeah, and when we do that, Peter, we're looking at the risk tolerance of every client. If they don't want all of their money in the market, then certainly we want to come up with vehicles that we can give them protection. So we're going to work on that. These annuities do have a 10% per year that you can take out without penalty. So that's another reason if you run up to a short-term cash flow crunch, or the market's off and you don't want to pull money out of your growth account, then we can take 10% without penalty a year out of the annuity and use that. So it's always with the fixed indexed annuities, there's just a lot of options, but they do give us a lot of ways that we can have that income during retirement, the protection of the principal by the insurance company, and the ability to create a legacy for loved ones because we're going to pass that on. And if they're not in a retirement account, they're also taxed advantage because I'm getting a return of principal plus the gains.
Well, if you would like to structure your financial focused retirement plan, pick up the phone, give GulfCoast Financial Services a call, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, or you can visit online, GulfCoastFinancial.net, GulfCoastFinancial.net. Lots of tools, resources available there, great information for you to become more educated, make more informed decisions. John, that financial focus plan, not 1,000 pages of financial jargon. This is a document that you help somebody put together that is specifically intended to allow them to understand their money and what it's doing for them.
Yeah, it's very short. It's mostly charts and colored charts so we can read it. And then too, Peter, don't forget, we talk about the fact this is a living, breathing document and we want to update it constantly. And if something changes, a divorce happens, a death happens, you decided you had to buy a car sooner, we want to put that in the plan. 386-755-9018, the first step for you to get started and get that financial focus plan. That's truly the value of tuning into this program, is that you can take it the next step and get a plan put together for you. No cost, no obligation. Similar plans can easily go upwards of $1,000 to several thousands of dollars. John and his team there at GulfCoast Financial Services do not charge to get that plan put together, to put that plan together for you and with you. Pick up the phone to get started. Take them up on that offer and that opportunity. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, thank you for giving us your perspective on annuities on today's program, and then the overall guidance that you provide for careful savers, investors, and planners. Thank you, Peter. It was great to be here. Have a good week.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovacs Securities, Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services, Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services, Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.